Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your heart.
right here on the oldie station, VCMG, on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Tonight, we're answering your questions at 866-972-7247. Let's tune in and see the energy that's around you. And what if the past is not working? What if the past is not clearing and not allowing you to move forward? How can we transform our lives? Each one of us has a time to look back at the past and decide, what do you take with you to 2024? Yes, I said it, 2024. Are you ready for 2024? Are you ready to open up to the path of new horizons? But what do we have to clear from all the days gone by? You know that song, should old acquaintance be forgot? So what would we like to forget? Now, if we go back to 2020, I would imagine we all have a lot we could forget. But there's so many things that we can tune into in this day and age. So many blessings. But many of us mess up our blessings because we're too busy thinking about the past. Thinking about the people who maybe, well, they disrespected us. They didn't honor us. They didn't see us for who we were. We had difficulties. Many of us are still singing the same story that maybe was bothering us years gone by. You see, the past can be detrimental to the beginning of the year, because if you're taking all your old memories, your old grudges, your old pain, and carrying it with you, how can we create a new beginning? How can we find something new and fabulous in 2024 if we're carrying a bag of bricks from the past? What memories of the past would you like to shed? What doesn't serve you well? Last week we talked about if I could put time in a bottle, what moments would we love to keep with us and cherish? But now we're asking, what do we need to clear? What do we want to let go of? Is there a pattern of behavior? Maybe something that you know is a little detrimental to your health. Do you want to let go of that past pattern, that past behavior? Are you ready to let that go? What if there's a person in your life that you know is not healthy for you? They don't make you feel good. They make you feel uncomfortable. Why are you holding on to that? What of the past do you carry with you in a conversation? Do you find yourself telling the same stories over and over again? Talking about how somebody wronged you. Maybe a partner cheated on you. Maybe there's a story of something that happened when you were a child. And I've come to understand that there are so many of us who have had some traumatic childhood events. So it's not to minimize them. But why do we want to carry them forward? Sometimes we want to look at them so that we can heal, so we can fold them and put them away. Not bury them, just fold them nicely and put them off away, because there's no reason for us to keep drudging up that energy and drudging up that pain. What in the past has caused you hurt? Maybe there's a betrayal, something that's difficult. Someone that didn't honor you and shared something that was important for you, personal, private. What do we have to clear from that memory? Many people in the spiritual community will talk to you about spiritual cords. There's that etheric energy that goes from us to someone else. And I hear these stories of how people are cutting cords. Now, to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, they're like, oh, that sounds weird. But we do need to cut the cords of past relationships, past experiences. We need to take the energy and release it. And how can we release that energy? We need to forgive. And when we forgive, we want to forget. That doesn't mean you set yourself up to be in that situation again with that person or someone else. But forget it happened. Let bygones be bygones. Remember, most people hurt us because they're coming from their wounded self. Most people don't set out to hurt you. Something you do triggers them, reminds them of their wounds, and they lash out at you. They're broken. But aren't you broken a little too? Don't you have a piece inside of you that needs healing? That's the piece we want now. That piece of the past, we want to clear that. We want to ask the angels and the guides. We want to ask the presence of the heavenly creator to help you be strong and courageous and let it go. Release it. Because it serves you no longer. There are so many times in our life that we remember that conversation that hurt us. Sometimes it's a relationship breakup. Sometimes it's something a parent would say. We have many conversations that hit us wrong. But are we still playing them over in our head? Are you still using those stories to define your future? To define what you want to create in your life? How are you creating 2024? You see, as the weeks build up here in December, we're all going to dive into the question, what's 2024 look like for me? But let's take a look at 2023. Let's take a look at 2013. Let's take a look at 2003. Let's take a look at 1993. Let's go back. Let's go back to the memories and ask yourself, what can I clear from the past that's hindering my future? What can I clear that doesn't allow me to be my true self? That doesn't let me be free. How many of you want to feel free? How many of you are longing to be in this powerful energy of the new you? And every new year you start this New Year's resolution, this goal-setting, spectacular moment when you say, I'm going to do this in 2023. I'm going to do this in 2024. And you build this expectation. But because you haven't healed the hurt that creates the energy for you to sabotage the movement forward, you find yourself slipping back. Maybe the goal in 2023 was you were going to lose weight, or you were going to stop drinking, or you were going to save money. And you started out so well. It was January 10th, and then it was January 20th, and then we were in February, and some of you made it to the end of March, but others, you fell off by February 28th. And you're like, oh, I just can't seem to get ahead. I just can't seem to get a hold of myself. I just can't seem to control my emotions, my urges, What can you not get a hold of? Well, you see, you're not getting a hold of the person inside, the aspect inside, the you inside that really doesn't feel healed and whole. You're not talking to that aspect that is still hurt. No matter how much icing we've put on the cake to cover the fact that it's burnt, it's still burnt. Somewhere inside you got burnt, and you're holding on to that. And then because you're holding on to that pain, even with your best intentions, that aspect that you haven't cleared is coming back again and again and again and again. And for some of you, it feels like you're drowning. Like you can't get a hold of peace, light, and love. It's a beautiful time for you to recognize the parts inside of you that aren't healed and give them a look. Give them a talk to. Let it go. If you have to write a letter to someone who hurt your feelings, then write the letter. Dear, whatever their name is, I have to let you go now. the words that you said to me hurt. They hurt so much that I still remember them to this day. It's almost like every time I start to get ahead or feel good about myself or think that this relationship or this experience will be different, all of a sudden you're right there in my mind. You're talking. But I haven't talked to you in years. But your words are still there in my head. And they're telling me I'm not good enough, or that no one could ever love me, or I'm not smart enough. It's telling me that I could never amount to anything. Or it's making me feel that betrayal when I found out that your words weren't true in our relationship. Or it's making me feel that I'm not intelligent enough because of how I was ridiculed in school. You see, there's a memory for all of us. But sometimes we need to write it out. But there's that voice in our head, that track that keeps playing. And as much as we try to numb it with distractions and addictions, it's still there underneath the surface. When I say clear the past, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about letting go of things that just made you sad. Just made you feel like you weren't good enough. These are the things that we have to let go of. Because otherwise you just keep living them in a different form. These are the times that assisted you in developing your courage and your wisdom and your resilience. These are the times that gave you some energy to prove them wrong. But these are also the times that scarred you. And perhaps the scars from the past, they just haven't healed properly. And every time that scar gets rubbed, it just opens up all over again. And how do we let it go? How do we clear the past? We ask for help. Go to the heavens. Go to your angels. Go to yourself. And sit yourself down. And tell your little self, it's okay. We can do this. We've got this. We can release this person now. Their words, they don't define us. I know sometimes people will pick up the phone and call someone and tell them, you hurt me when you said this. But if the person didn't care enough for you to not say anything at all, and what makes you think you're going to get their empathy when you call and say you hurt my feelings, or their understanding? If they were that compassionate, they wouldn't have done it. And if it was accidental, then they must realize that they said something that kind of rubbed you the wrong way. And if they're strong enough, brave enough, and care enough about the relationship with you, they'll say, you know, I said something out of line the other day, and I really want to apologize. I realized I could have hurt your feelings, and I was frustrated, but I wasn't directing it at you. And then you'd understand. The words might still sting, but you'd at least understand where they were coming from and why they did that. You know, my grandmother used to say, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. And I know people who've got something negative to say about everything. They just can't stop themselves. They have to point out what's wrong with everything. It's almost like a disease. What they don't realize is they leave a trail of hurt with their words, with their criticism. Now, often it's because they're not feeling good about themselves. It's their own insecurities, their own imbalances. But to the person who's receiving that barrage of negative comments and words, it hurts. And those hurts can be irreparable, at least for the relationship with the person. But people are often self-absorbed and they don't pay attention. They don't really realize the way their words come across. They don't care enough to stop and think. And they just need to be right. And they somehow think they're better. Or they need to feel like they're better. So they lash out at you. Because if they can put you down a notch, they'll feel better about themselves. So they'll point out what you're doing wrong at any given moment. Often in a harsh way. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And that's how people push other people away. They push them so far that the person shuts down. How many of you have shut down from the experiences? Only to stay locked away sometimes almost forever? Well, that's not what we want for you. We don't want you to feel locked away forever. We want you to be open and free. The universe, they invite you to dance in the energy, the frequency of light and love. They want you to dance in the energy of your creativity and your uniqueness. They want you to be free to be whomever you've come to be. For many souls on this earth, we haven't had the chance to realize who we've come to be because we didn't know how to just let it roll off our back and keep going. And somewhere inside, there's a whole bunch of scabs that just keep getting irritated again. It's time to clear the past. If you look at the entire world, there's a lot of past to clear. We're still fighting over some of the same things we've been fighting off for centuries. When will mankind learn? When will we learn to respect each other's boundaries and love each other and embrace the differences? Why is it if someone believes one thing, the other person has to believe that too? Why can't they believe what they want to believe? Why can't people just be free to express themselves? I know we've got a document that says freedom of speech, but are we really free to express ourselves? You have to really look at what you're saying. And you have to really ask yourself, do you really know your truth? Most people are parroting the pains of the past and the pains that hook into what hurts them now, or they see wrong in the world and they just lump it all together and they just keep talking about the same difficulties in the world over and over and over and over. Why is that? Because it fits the paradigm that they lived one way or another. Because that's through the lens that they've learned to see the world. Now, I'm not telling you all to put on rose-colored glasses and clear the past and say, oh, it's a perfect world now. But I will tell you, if you keep talking about what you don't want, and if you keep focusing on what does hurt, you're only going to keep attracting more of that. And the more of that you attract, the more it validates that it's never going to be any better, because that's what you're experiencing. You see, the trick in all of this is that you, the human, you have way more control than you realize. You have way more power than you've realized. You can be whomever you've come to be. Not who you were conditioned to be, whomever you've come to be. Your soul has a unique code that also knew it had to clear some past. Because while you're thinking you're clearing the past of this lifetime and the past of other experiences that you remember, there are lifetimes and lifetimes of past experiences that aren't in your conscious mind, but in the soul consciousness, knows that we need to clear past experiences of many, many lifetimes. The soul, the continuum of time, stretches and learns with every life, in every moment. So I invite you, when you look at 2023, yes, please count your blessings. When you look back at 2020 all the way to 2023, just say, yippee, I'm here. But then look at the past and look at the hurt. And if you know you hurt someone, then please take accountability for that. Acknowledge that the hurt part of you went out and hurt someone else. You weren't intending to, I know. But you did. And in that process, you created a cycle that continues and continues. And hurt people will just continue to hurt people. So when you clear the past, don't just clear out your house and throw out your old shoes and your old books and declutter, although it's lovely. Declutter your heart. Declutter your soul. Clear the past. Let it go. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. We're clearing the past, and we're getting ready for 2024. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on VCMG on the Oldies Station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Have you been to Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you are looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood, flown in fresh from Boston. Their award-winning lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fried oysters are absolutely delicious. Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep coming back for more at Chowderheads, located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. Now open 7 days a week. For reservations or to go, call 561-203-2903 or check out their menu at chowderheadsusa.com.
Hi, it's Kevin Dalton from the Unlimited Auto Wash. Did you know we have 7 locations, including our newest at A1A and Lighthouse Drive, next to Promenade Plaza in the Sunoco Station in Palm Beach Gardens? For just $39.95 a month for the first 3 months, you can come in as often as you'd like and get our inside and out wash with Tire Shine, all unlimited, and we're 100% hand wash. We make you look good. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit us at unlimitedAutoWashClub.com. And we're also a full-service wash for the occasional customer as well. No memberships required. Come see us at the Unlimited Auto Wash.
Robes Law Group of Delray Beach understands winning. As a member of the American Academy of Attorneys $100 million club, they've proven time and again that winning for you is their habit. Don't wait to suffer an accident. Download their app today. Be prepared and be protected by placing Robes Injury Law in the palm of your hand. Download their mobile app now at robes.app. That's ROBES.app. Click on robeslawgroup.com or call them today at 561-570-5700. Robes Law Group, winning for you and our community. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Look up in the sky. On a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a hat, it's the Print Hero. The Print Hero team is made up of expert designers and printers, each with their own unique superpowers. Help your company look great. Stand out with your unique lifestyle. The Print Hero has you covered. Let your business soar with Print Hero. Display your logo, love, lifestyle, or whatever you want the world to see on a t-shirt, hoodie, or hat. Best prices and fast turnaround time. Print Hero, a company that goes above and beyond to deliver top quality products and services to their clients. Learn more at theprinthero.com. Up, and away.
Do you have questions about retirement? Hi, it's Kathy Green, co-host of the Jupiter Joe Money Show. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 7:30 a.m. to the Jupiter Joe Money Show, where we answer all kinds of questions about retirement right here on your True Oldies channel.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart.
Yes, indeed. Listen to your heart right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I'm Sarah Spiritual, and we welcome you to our wonderful show tonight as we're going to answer your questions from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We've got quite a bit of time in the show, and we're welcoming your calls at 866-972-7247. And we've got some things that I want to make sure you're aware of. We've got a New Year's kit collection that is designed to help you bring in the new year. I was just talking when we were off air. Well, these beautifully fabulous designed products have been put together spectacularly, and it comes together as this fabulous kit. It's got a petition, a candle so that you can light to go with your petition. It's got those fabulous spray and oil. It's got this argonite, beautiful crystal to go with it that helps you open up to your truth. And it's got a spiritual cleanse. It's got a CD with meditations, and some of the music that you hear live on the show is featured on that CD. It's available for only $54, and that fabulous package can be shipped anywhere in the United States and Canada, as well as you can pick it up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You can visit us. We've also got a sale that's going to be coming up, so if you're not on our mailing list, you want to be in for our online sale. Our online sale is going to be coming up shortly. You don't want to miss it. You got to catch it online. So visit sarahspiritual.com, visit the expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, and sign up for our newsletter to be sure that you are in it to take advantage of the savings that we're giving away this 2023, this December, as we get ready to close out the year. Also, if you'd like to have a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, you can go to sarahspiritual.com. There you can learn all about the different sessions that I offer. We have our general session, our soul integration, so many ways that we can connect and access the information of your spirit guides and your angels, and of course your loved ones on the other side. Thank you to our listening audience here. We greatly appreciate you. We've been hanging out with all of you for quite a while. I just got the Facebook memory that came up, and it was that memory that said, oh, our stations were changing and everything was making a change, and we were changing our time, and we added all these fabulous stations, and we're so happy to still be a part of this fabulous station, of the oldies station, and we welcome our friends at 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 103.1 HD3, and our new friends at 104.3 WSFS in Miami. We're so glad to have you all with us, joining us and participating. Spread the word, spread the light. And if you didn't know, I think it's 708. They always correct me when I get off air, but around that amount, 708 live shows. We've been on national radio talking to all of you. This is the show where it is always all about you. Every Wednesday night since 2009. So we are just hitting our 14-and-a-half-year anniversary time. So we can't wait to count it up to 15 years. It'll be here before we know it. And what else is here before we know it? There you got it. Our phone lines at 866-972-7247. We're going to go to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Texas. I got someone who's deep in the heart of Texas. I got Jana on the line. Jana, how are you tonight?
Oh, my goodness, Sarah Spiritual.
Good to have you.
I knew when you said Texas that my name would be right behind.
So, Miss, how are you? Good to connect with you again. Thank you so much for calling. I know you've been busy. We haven't heard from you, and we're glad to have you calling back into the show. Now, I know you've been listening to the show, Jana, for how long? It's been quite a while. 7 years, is it? Something like that?
Yes. But let me, 2018, 19, 21, 22, and this is 23, but we're going into 24, and you're going on 15 years of being on radio. That's
correct.
That's just excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You helped
we're
so many people, too.
Really glad to have you
We
stay
love you the most.
part of our family, and I know you're part of our Facebook family as well. I also know we've had our share of changes. Yes, you've had some clearing of the past to do, and my guides make me aware of the health challenges that you've had as well. Is that also true?
Yeah.
So what is your
Do you
burning
have
question for
anything-
us?
Anybody, my loved ones, have anything to say? My grandmother or anybody? My birthday is July the 8th, 1961. But I'll tell you something funny after this, okay?
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you've been the caretaker for so many people, my darling. And there's also, Grandma was this woman who would just definitely create a pie for you. Mother's mother, yes? Was she the pie woman? Who's the pie woman?
The pie woman was on my father's side.
On your
but
father's
I didn't see
side,
much
okay.
of her.
That's her.
I vaguely remember her.
Because I have her talking to me about pies, and she's the pie woman. Like, to her, it's like people came to her for pie. And this is what she's known for. So this is on your father's side of the family. This is in the grandmother position. Yes, please, father's mother.
It's the father's mother, and that just certainly shocks me because nothing has come up. Even when my father died, I did have I was researching, I was on the path, and I was learning through reading Carlos Castaneda how to control my dreams. But my father, after he passed, came to me in a black and white photo, and he couldn't speak when he had passed. He came to me, he visited me in my dream. And he couldn't speak. He just looked at me and smiled. And it was just the instant black and white photograph that popped into my mind. That's what he gave me. And so that was a visitation. And my Aunt Maya said that he also visited her and asked her for his forgiveness for the way that
he behaved.
That he treated my mother.
Yes, yes. And know that his mother is with you, okay, as well. All right? And
oh, wow.
So you have, well, remember, we're clearing the past, are we not? So, of course, they're going to come through tonight for you. So they're clearing the past, and it's they got a lot of cleanup in aisle 3 over there on your side of the family. So, wild dog, I don't know, honey. It's just a little scary over there. But I want to move over to the energy of your own personal health, right? You've been very, very weak, and you're really just starting to pick yourself back up. Is that true, Jenna?
The struggle, the struggle's real, Miss Sarah, but yes, ma'am, I've been battling. Mm-hmm. I've had some pretty dark days, and another one of your people that love you and is on your Facebook family page, Christopher Bear, we're friends on Facebook.
Yes.
And he came to me and with a couple of on Messenger with a couple of positive things, and I thought, wow, very kind of him to reach out. You know what I'm saying?
I do. He came to visit us at the center. Yes,
everybody knows. Huh?
Yeah, he came to the center to visit us when he was here visiting from out of town. So, yeah, great human being, great family, and beautiful that he came to acknowledge you and wanted to make sure that you're okay. Yeah. Now, I have a woman on the other side, Jana. She's connected in a maternal energy. Mother passed, please?
No, my mother had a stroke. She got aphasia.
Okay.
She had it
So then I have your mother's mother here, okay? Your mother's mother, because she's maternal side of the family. Grandmother's here, your mother's mother. And she is here looking after you and your mother, okay? Because she's very much, the way she's presenting herself is she's looking over you, looking over what you have to do and all the responsibilities, and feels like she hasn't done enough, right? There wasn't enough for her to do when she was here on earth. She could have done more. She didn't do enough. So she wants you to know that she's with you during this time.
That's nice.
Mother's fighting. Nice. Your mother's fighting to get stronger, correct? So you are fighting to get stronger. Your mother's fighting to get stronger. And you're responsible for your mother as well, correct?
Yes. Okay. My brother did step up to the plate because I don't know how to take care of bills. And okay, Mom, I'm bringing it. Oh, shit, I forgot the rice too. Sorry.
Right.
But, yeah, it's I'm taking care of her as far as bathing her and cooking for her and cleaning up after her and stuff.
All right. Well, know that your mother's with you, Jana. We're glad to have you here. For this minute, we are complete with this call. Thank you so much for remembering us and staying in touch. We send the healing angels with you, especially around your mom, and know that your grandmothers on both sides are with you during this difficult time. And I'm glad you were able to make peace with your father in the dream state. All right, honey. Thank you so much for calling. Bye for now.
You one quick question,
Yes,
Dad?
yes. What's your question?
I have been reading a Stranger at the Pentagon book, right? So I'm doing research again and looking around, but it seems like something happened to me. I mean, I've had a stroke, but not like my mom. But somehow I've woken up from some kind of a dream that I'm in a different reality now. That's the only way I can explain. Does that make any sense to you?
It does. And there's actually two different kinds of realities going on, right? So it seems that frequency change that occurred when you had the version of the stroke that you experienced has put you on this energy of being able to access multiple realms at the same time. So if you're feeling like you're in a movie, watching the movie, but in the movie, that's a different frequency.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual, and we do see that with other stroke victims.
Oh, okay, Dan. Yeah. Well, I mean, just day-to-day functioning, I have panic attacks really bad.
Yeah.
And that's something we need to clear out, just like you said. And I thank you so much for your friendship and your leadership and helping all the people, because God knows the struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
And
it
I
is.
appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you. Give our best to everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi. Hi, Helena. Bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go to New York from Texas. We've got Kamini on the line. Kamini, how are you? Hi, Kamini. Are you with us? Good to have you here.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Can you hear me?
I hear you beautifully. So, Kamini, you're trying to figure out how you're going to make the changes that you want to change. Yes, we're trying to make this movement in our finances and our career. Are we weighing out the pros and cons for our work? Yes?
Yeah, I actually am in the middle of that right now. Yep.
Yeah, I actually see that. You're actually on track.
Hope it works out.
Thank God you're doing the right thing, honey, right? So it's time to make some change. It's time to make some movement, but we've got to make the move at the right time, in the right way, to the right place. My guides tell me we need to get you where it's going to be comfortable for you, and we need to get you in a position that gives you flexibility, financial stability, and allows you to feel like you're a viable asset to the company, to feel like sometimes you don't feel appreciated in the job that you're at and also the other jobs that you've had. So there's this sense of belonging, this sense of accomplishment. This is what we're looking to bring forth. And if you're looking at different job possibilities, then keep looking. It is the time to look, is the time to interview, and it is a time to change in 2024. 2024 will open up some new doors for you, Kamini. So it's for you to land through the door that is going to make you feel secure, appreciated, and financially secure. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. You are always on point when I call, and I don't even have to say much.
It is the perfect time for you. And I also want to talk about your sleep. Seems like you're going to bed with a little too much on your mind, so you got to try to clear your mind, clear the past, and let it go so that you can empty out your brain before you go to sleep so you can get the rest that you need. It's so important for you to have the proper rest. When I look at the energy of change for you in 2024, please know that you need to be the director of your change. You need to be the expansive component. You need to be open to change. You need to be expansive in the way you think. You need to open up your spirit more. You need to be thinking, how can I expand my financial outlook? How can I expand my emotional connection? These are the things that Spirit is going to ask you to take a look at so that you can have a powerful, powerful 2024. And you are healing some old wounds in the past, darling. So we know that you have to let that go because there is opportunity for, well, a little bit of love coming your way too. All right?
Yeah, the thing that I was, well, two things, but I don't know if you're going to want to do both, but I'm just going to ask you, tell me which one you want to do. Like, I don't know how to open up my spirituality, and I wanted to know if I would be reconnecting with someone that I'm not speaking to at the moment.
What is that person's birthday?
It's 8/8/1988.
Well, they can be a little stuck on, well, all right, my guides are saying they're stuck on stupid, so they get stuck on something and it's hard for them to let go of that. Is that true?
I really don't know what the problem is with this guy, but like I felt like we connect easily, but he's
stuck on
not
something.
there, but
Yeah, he's shut down. He gets, my guides say he's stuck on stupid. So if they're saying that, I mean, I know you felt a connection, but do you really want to date someone who's spiritually, my guides say, are stuck on stupid? I don't think so. Now, I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
I want you to really take a look at it. If he cannot communicate in an effective manner and say what was an issue for him or something that made him pull away or something that's going on around him and just be a good communicator, haven't we had enough gray area in our past relationships? You have.
Yes.
So you see how the wound attracted someone else who could scrape up that wound, as I said in the opening monologue? We've done it again?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So no. Yeah, he's stuck on stupid, and so no, we're not going back.
Okay.
I don't say that to disappoint you. I'm just saying take a look at the pattern and choose yourself over the pattern. How do you expand your spirituality? That question is a great question, and find a few minutes to sit and be still. Calm your thoughts. Ask God what God would like you to know. Ask your angels to help you. Sit and listen to the sound of your breath and know that as you breathe, the entire rhythm of the earth is along with you, and that you are not just one person, you are a part of the whole. And the whole entire force of the universe is with you. So what you think, what you say, what you do reverberates out into the universe and creates more of whatever you're doing, saying, and thinking. So of course we want to create expansive consciousness and expansive in our emotions, because we want our emotions to really be zeroed in on the high vibrational emotions, and the ones that cause us hurt and pain we want to acknowledge. We don't want to sweep them under the rug, but we do want to be sure that those emotions are processed and then transformed, transmuted to happy thoughts and to the energy of creation, the frequency of joy and happiness. So the things that have caused you dissatisfaction, disharmony, perhaps things in relationships, let them go, clear the past, and focus on the feeling of the new relationship and what it would be like to be with someone who's communicative and doesn't just fall off the map and disappear. We want to attract someone who's going to show up and be there for you, and someone who's conscious and cognizant of your feelings. This is what we're looking for. And it is there for you, so just trust the experience.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you for being my clarifier.
You're welcome. It is our pleasure, and thank you for following the show. Now, I know you've been following the show for a long time. How many years is it?
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember, but I know that I like to listen to you even in the beginning. If I don't call, you always give some type of a thought that's like resonating with me. So I love listening to you in the beginning.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it's going back to like around 2010 or something. Something like
Probably,
that.
Yeah, I was going to say 2009.
Somewhere around there. So thank you so much for following the show. We greatly appreciate you. Good night. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Good night, Sarah. Bye.
You're welcome. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Write the number down, 866-972-7247. We're also going to pop in on our friends on Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to be answering those questions as well. And in the 8 o'clock hour, I've got my friend Stacie Haller, and she's going to give us a holler. And let me tell you, she's got some news coming up here. We've got Mercury coming retrograde, and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up in the planets as we get ready to round out the year of 2023. She's going to tell you what to look forward to in all the signs in this month of December. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Did you call me with your song?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Did you call me with your song? Because you know that.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on the Oldie Station. And we are welcoming your calls at 866-972-7247. And we really want to give a shout out to our friends in Miami on 104.3. Glad to have you join us here. If you're new to this, every Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9 p.m., this is where our callers get to call in and ask the big life questions. And we're also happy to be a part of the Oldie Station on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, and 103.1 HD3. Really glad to be a part of this family and sharing with all of you and our listeners. So we're going to go back to the phone lines. We are hopping here on the calls, and we've got to go to Massachusetts. We tried to take a call from this person a week or two ago, but I'm glad we've got them on the line. We've got Willie, and Willie is in Massachusetts. Willie, how's it going?
Hi, Sarah. I think I dropped the call somehow last week or two.
I know, and we were like, Willie, Willie, are you there? Are you there? And you were gone, just gone like the wind. Oh, yes. Willie, how's the weather in Massachusetts? Did you get snow?
It's fine. It's starting to get cold. It's been flurrying. Not a lot of snow just yet, but it's definitely dropping down to freezing. So we're transitioning into full-on winter mode.
All right. Well, you enjoy that full-on winter mode, and be sure to bundle up for all of us. And we'll put on our warm clothes tonight for the night, but we'll be back up in the 80s for the weekend, and then we drop back down. So we're on a weather roller coaster here in South Florida for the next week or so. Willie, what's the burning question? What's going on with you, and how can I assist you tonight?
So this is what's going on with me. You and I have talked in the past, and you know that I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But I've also always maintained a full-time job while doing my entrepreneurial endeavors. And the job that I have currently, I've been in for about a year and a half. And it's a nice job, and it offers a lot of perks. But when I took it, the salary wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. But I felt like, with the perks that it offered and with what I hope would be happening with my business, I thought that, the business, income would supplement whatever was coming from the 9 to 5, and it would all be what I wanted it to be. Well, my business is still blossoming and growing, and that's fine. But as it's still doing that, I've been thinking, well, I would like to have more money, more income coming. And I know the work that I'm doing for my 9 to 5 is, work that I could be getting more money elsewhere. So, maybe I should put out some applications to other employers where I could be bringing in some additional income. So I've done that. I've done that, to about 10 or 15 applications so far. And I'm just wondering, is that the way for me to be proceeding in the interim, or is Spirit wanting me to stay put where I am and just maybe wait for a bit?
More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Yeah, more, more, more. That's always the question, right? We want more money, more recognition, more flexibility, more. But here's the part that Spirit understands. When you feel bored, your creativity goes down. You're starting to feel stale and stagnant, and there's not enough challenging you. And so your frequency is kind of dropping, right? And there's not enough going on in your entrepreneurial business, at least not the way you envision yet. It's coming. And so there's not enough of that to fill the time and kind of build the momentum for you. It's not time to go full on entrepreneur yet, but it is time for you to look at where you'd like to be in this journey, because when I look at this vibration here, this year is about your career and it's about your soul. And let me explain. Where do you want your career to be? Clearly, it's not where you are. What is the dollar amount? I know you know that. The entrepreneurial business is something to bring in additional revenue so that then one day you can transition to that. And that one day will be here sooner than you think. But now it's what's next on the list that Willie hasn't done and accomplished yet, because there's like this checklist of things that would be wonderful for you to say are part of your resume, your repertoire, your collection of experiences. And so this is what's pushing you out the door. And if there's ever a time to make a change in career, leave the job you have for another job that meets your criteria and is a match. If that lines up, the time to do that is between February and May 1st. This is a window of time that is a great time to make a shift and a change before your next birthday. But how do you know what's the right change? How do you know what's the right next job to go to? Is it just a look at what work we might be doing and what's a next new challenging role? Not exactly. It's that plus what will challenge my soul? What will fill my soul? What will make me feel like I have some type of rhythm and purpose, and I'm getting well rewarded in the material physical world, because then your soul will soar. So your energy's feeling flat. There's dissatisfaction all around you. Not that you're ungrateful and not that you're not happy, but there's a level of dissatisfaction in every little area around you, emotionally, financially. The business isn't quite where we want it yet. The job is there, but didn't add up to what I wanted it to be. It's not meeting my criteria. And that's spilling over into your personal life a bit too. So if we look at all the areas that have something missing, we have to start and go inside and say what's missing inside of Willie. And so when Willie looks inside, Willie's missing his creative side, his next step, his need to strive and tackle some new conquest, some new experience. It's time. So look, you sent out these resumes. Continue to look, and something will come. And when it comes, after this first beginning part of 2024, then you'll be able to start something new. It's important that you pay attention to what it is you want inside, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Career year 2024. You are the designer of your career. Now, we know you do fabulous designs for things in your home and all sorts of looks of food and clothing. But now we need you to design, what do you want your work-life balance, work career to look like? And seek it, and it will find you. Does this answer your question, Willie?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Keep us posted. The quest will be interesting. And it's going to be interesting to hear the offers that you have coming back. Be sure to write down the amount that you want to hear them offer so that you are manifesting just that offer. All right, Willie, thank you so much. Glad we made the connection this time around. Have a great night. Bye for now.
Thank you, too.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines. I've got to go to Chicago. I've got Jamila on the line. Jamila, in Chicago, how are you?
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I am doing well. Good to connect with you.
It's always good to talk to you. It's been a minute. So I just want you to do your thing and kind of tell me what you see coming for me. You're pretty familiar with, my journey already. So I'm in my year 33, and I'm feeling a lot more free than I've felt before, and a lot more focused and driven. But I'm still struggling in the love department.
Yes, well, get ready.
I know I can get. Oh,
Get ready. Get ready, honey. Love's coming. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And the way I see love.
I want to know if I'm part of the problem.
No. We're not going there.
Okay.
You know what you want, correct?
Absolutely. You
You know what you don't want, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Focus on what you do want. Forget about what you don't want. Been there, done that. We're not doing any of that again. So in order for me to do my thing, let me tell you a little story. I see you in this 2024 being able to connect and meet quality groups of people that'll then introduce you to a person that'll be the person that's the person for you. There is no more making up for anybody's lack of. There's no more being the better person in a relationship, the giver. You're not overcompensating ever again. Those days are done. Those were the days. It is time for you to embrace the beautiful energy of who you've come to be. And the experience of love that you are seeking is out there. Are you part of the problem? Great question. We're going to rephrase it. You always are the one who is doing more in the relationships. If you have to continually do more than your partner, they're not the right partner. If you have to ask questions and someone isn't forthcoming with who they are and what they're doing, then they're not the right partner. If you are not able to know their whereabouts, they're not the right person. If they are not able to be financially stable and you're like, it's okay, I got you for now, they're not the right person. Stop making it so easy for people to walk all over you. Okay? Because you are strong. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are people who say you've got attitude. Okay.
I think all of them.
But here you go. Why do you have attitude? You have attitude because your little girl inside knows the game they're playing, and she's like, I'm not taking this anymore. I ain't taking this anymore. But the adult woman is like, well, we all have a story, and we've got a lot going on, and let me just see if I can make it a little easier so he could be a better version of himself, and that doesn't work. And your little girl inside is stamping, going, we have been here and done that. We have been broken and wounded since the age of 8. We do not need this again. We do not need to pick up anybody else's pieces, because then they're just going to take us and smash us into pieces after we've made them whole. You have that in your history.
Yep, you're right.
So it's important for you.
I think that
really important for you to focus on what you want. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I think that, you know, I'm very transparent and very open. Sometimes I think that can also get me in a little bit of trouble, because being too open can reveal things to people that they can use against me.
No.
To manipulate me.
No. Back it up. Nope. You need the spirit of discernment. Be who you are. Authentically, unapologetically who you are. You know your strong points, you know your weak points. Work on your weak points. We are all working and growing. Tell people your stories. Let them understand who you are. You don't need to give them the key to that unlocks the box of how we can hurt you. But people need to know who you are. But you're attracting people who are going to hurt you, and you don't even realize it. It's not that you're being transparent and then they take it and run with it and turn it around on you. You are, because there's something inside of you that's still not healed from your childhood that you're holding on to, when you didn't feel good enough and worthy and seen and heard. This is what's backing up on you, this energy. And you're attracting people who are seeking a vibration that they can control, or they think they can control. And then when you start to rise up, they go, oh, you got attitude. You're too harsh. You're too direct. You're too whatever. Because you're calling them on their stuff. And they don't like that, because they misjudged you. They saw you as the vibration you were putting out that says, I need to be validated. I want to be loved. I need to be seen. I need to be heard. I'm already been hurt. And they're like, oh, I can have some power over this person. And I can give them what they want, but I can also then use what they want to kind of get what I want. That's what you're afraid of. You need the spirit of discernment.
You're right.
The more you heal you, the better attractive partner you become. Let me say that again. The more you heal you, the better, more attractive partner you become. You are the central point of attraction. It is what you create that attracts what comes next. And sometimes we all sit here and go, oops, I did it again. I'm in a mess. But that gives us a clue. What else do I need to heal? That's why when you hear people say, I've been working on myself, that's what they're doing. They're looking at where they've been. But you've been to enough places to know what you don't want, and you've been to enough places to have a clear version of what you do want, and a better understanding at the age that you quoted, 33 was it?
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you can create the world you want. And so 2024 is that year that we have a relationship. So that's what we're manifesting right now. And there's also going to be some increase financially for you after the month of March next year. So be on the lookout for that. Love is coming.
Can you repeat that one more time?
There is an increase coming to you after the month of March in 2024. So you can look for that.
Well, you know I love my money, Sarah.
I know you love your money. Well, money can't buy you love, honey. So we're going to earn what we're worth, but we're also going to remember that emotionally we are worthy of all the love, admiration, and respect ever. All right, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Thanks so much, honey. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. We've got to take a break before we come back to answer more calls right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, heard on the Oldies station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldie Station, and we're so happy to have you joining us. Tonight, we answer questions at 866-972-7247. And in our 8 o'clock hour, we've got Stacie Haller, and she's going to be sharing with us what the stars have in store for us and the planets and what's going on in the month of December. But before we go to Stacie, we've got to pop on over to Georgia. I got Georgia on my mind, and I've got Jacqueline in Georgia. Jacqueline in Georgia, how are you tonight?
I am well. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing really well. Good to hear your voice. Thank you so much for giving us a call. It is an exciting time for you. Are you ready to grow? Are you ready to conquer some new challenges in the work environment? Are we really ready to start some new projects? I really see some new opportunities coming for you. You're in the market for some new opportunity for work, maybe a new routine with one of your jobs, yes?
Yes, you spot on.
It's time.
Hello?
It's time. It's time and time and time for you. It is going to work out that I see some travel for you, and I really feel like the month of January opens up some new doors for some new assignments is the word Spirit wants to give me. So are you looking for a new assignment right now?
Yes, I am, and January will be perfect, my friend.
Well, good. You take it in January, and you don't take it a minute sooner because January's got an opportunity with your name on it. And I feel like you need a little rest. It's a time for a little bit of a respite. We need to rest. We need a little break. And then we are going to get ready to get some things together for ourselves personally because you haven't really been taking care of yourself enough. Is that also true?
That is so true.
Yes. And then we, of course, have fabulous family we've got to spend time with on this holiday season. But I'm also seeing a vacation. Yes. Do we have a vacation planned?
I'm going to take a couple of days, yes. I'll probably go into Atlanta.
All right, go to Atlanta, go be somewhere, go do something, and just celebrate because it's important for you. Now, Jacqueline, I'm going to fast forward you, and I'm going to fast forward you to the end of 2024. Whew, did that year go quickly? It's also getting time for you to decide where you want to move to. Where do you want to be? It's time to get a little more settled than you've been. Have you been giving thought for 2024 as to where we might move and have a little bit more of a settled feeling?
Yes, I have. I really have.
So set your intention for 2024 so that by the end of 2024, we are where we want to be so we can feel like we are in a bit of a sanctuary for ourselves, all right?
All right, I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jacqueline, what's your burning question for me tonight?
You're going to laugh when I tell you. Now, I've been manifesting a windfall. When do you see my windfall?
Well, now, you're talking to the lottery guru. So if you're talking that kind of windfall, I got you covered. All right. So, Jacqueline.
Okay.
It is You're manifesting money that'll stream from an unexpected source that causes no harm to you or someone else, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So in this moment of now, the way I see the frequency, I see you lined up with some numbers. You have some numbers that you play. Is that correct?
Yes.
And interestingly enough, is there a ticket or some numbers that we have 5 numbers on, please?
Yes.
Okay.
I have one now. I got today.
Okay. So whatever the 5 numbers are, now pay attention, that you love or that are on your ticket today, don't give them out because we don't want to share it with everybody. Okay? Let's stick with those 5 numbers and just be consistent.
Okay.
I know sometimes you're like, woo, well, let me get this ticket. Woo, let me get this ticket. No. You can always get something else. But let's not woo and woo, there goes my millions. Or woo, there goes my 100,000. Take your 5 numbers. Play your 5 numbers. I'm also going to ask you a question. I don't know in Atlanta or Georgia when the last time this number came. But I'm going to tell you to take a look at your birthday. Not your month, not your day, sugar. I want you to take a look at the year you were born. And I want you to take a good look at that number. And I want you to give it some thought and consideration how you're going to play it. And that's going to give you 4 numbers. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. 4 numbers. And we're going to take those 4 numbers and we're going to put them on a ticket and we're going to play. You're going to do a little research on your Georgia lottery and you're going to see when was the last time my birthday year came up. And you'll be like, oh my, I do declare it hasn't been a while. I'm pretty sure, Sarah Spiritual, it hasn't come recently. And your birthday year is due to come. Just a feeling I have. And anyone who knows my feelings, that's how we roll. I've got to take a minute to hear from my sponsors. They're brushing me off. I hope we've been of help to you tonight, Jacqueline. Thanks for calling in, as always. Love having you on the show. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Love you. Bye-bye. Wow.
866-972-7247. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got Stacie talking about the astrology. We'll be right back.
'Cause the world is changing.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robe Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel. Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Give the gift of great sleep this year with MyPillow. Now at their lowest prices ever with the promo code TOC. Did you know that MyPillow is so much more than just pillows? Bedding, mattresses, mattress toppers, slippers, towels, and so much more. Visit MyPillow.com. Use the promo code TOC for their lowest prices ever. It's the perfect holiday gift. MyPillow.com, promo code TOC.
Need help with your finances? You need Keith Singer. Review your income plans, tax strategies, estate plans, and more with Keith Singer. Listen to Singer Wealth Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. right here on the True Oldies channel and singerwealth.com.
Looking for a source for coverage of the arts, charity, and more? Then look no further than Florida Weekly, your go-to source for calendars, stories, and reviews of the performing and visual arts, as well as charity and society events. At Florida Weekly, we have you covered. Our paper is available throughout Palm Beach County, and it's available online at floridaweekly.com.
And now another community first message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
The Jupiter Joe Money Show presents Christmas Oldies at Noon.
It's when friends come to call.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Join the True Oldies channel every day at noon for Christmas Oldies.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Feel the magic of the season with 1 hour of your holiday favorites.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say.
It's Christmas Oldies each day at noon. The True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just
And we're back here live on VCMG on the Oldie Station, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We've been answering calls all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And now we're going to take a call from our resident astrologer. She's going to call in and tell us what's happening in the stars and the planets in December for all of us. I can't wait to hear what this is going to look like. It's been an interesting astrological 2023. Is it going to go out with a bang? Let's hear from Stacie. Stacie, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm great, Sarah. Always happy to be here with you. I just
Thank you.
can't believe
Glad to
it's
have you
December.
back. Yes, it went quickly. Here we are again.
Here we are, wrapping up the year.
Yes.
Well, we want to know, I know you've been talking about, there's a lot of things moving in the year, but this month, I think it makes sense that we're coming into a retrograde this month. I think a lot of the movements in the energies are letting us slow down, take a look back, reassess before we embark on a year that's going to be rocky too. So I think some of the energies that's forcing us this month to slow down a little are really for our benefit. But we'll also talk about where our abundance might come in the new year. How's that?
Oh, whoa. Wait. You thought you would slip that little line in like, well, we're going to be just looking back and kind of sit back and be retrospective because 2024 is going to be a what? Rocky year? What?
Well, I think, we're still going to be feeling the effects of Uranus and unexpected events. And I think we all know we still have a lot of things to work out globally and locally and in our own lives. And I think then it's a good time to pause and recollect and kind of think about how we want to move forward. And to what you were talking about earlier, too, with everyone. How do we center back to our true selves and keep to our truth moving forward?
Yeah.
And a retrograde, in many ways, makes us do that, along with the other crazy stuff it brings to us, as we all talk about all the time, right?
Yes, we do. We talk about all the different things that can happen with technology and communication.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, the planet of communication looks like it's going backwards, so that does make things go a little jumpy. But some things are clearing up because we do have 3 planets going direct. So it's not all backwards. We have some movement going forward for each one of us. So we
Right.
could take a look at where we're finally going to see some clarity and be able to move forward, and where we need to really kind of rethink before the new year. How's that?
That sounds great. Let's rock around the astrological clock.
Let's rock. First, let me give you some dates. So I should share with everybody, Neptune did go direct today. So any fogginess or clarity maybe in some areas of your life should start hopefully to clear up a little bit for you. We're going to talk about the new moon on the 12th in Sagittarius. That's important because those of you who know about the nodes, which deals with destiny and your life purpose, is really connected to that new moon. Now, Mercury goes retrograde, first half in Capricorn, then in Sagittarius. We'll talk about that too. The full moon in Cancer is on the 26th, and then Jupiter goes direct on the 30th. So keep in mind when we're talking about what's going on, those are the dates. So let's start. Remember, pay attention to your sun sign and your rising sign if you know it. So for Aries, your new moon is in your 9th house. So that's about travel and study, adventure. So it's time to, what are you in the next 6 months? Think about how you're going to explore and expand your horizons. Now, your Mercury retrograde is in the 3rd house. That's the house of communications. So the beginning of the retrograde, it's in your 10th house. That's career. Watch your work communications. Watch before you hit that send on your email. Then it moves to Sagittarius, which tends to have pretty blunt communications. So in your world, watch out for that kind of bluntness around the retrograde. The full moon is going to affect your home life. So clean up any home life, family issues before the holidays so it goes smooth on your full moon. Now, your Jupiter goes direct in your house of money, Aries. So where you might have been held back, abundance should be coming your way. So use the retrograde to think of where you could create new earnings because that door's opening for you. Now, Taurus, your new moon is in your house of intimate relationships. So think about those in the next 6 months and where you want them to be. Maybe it could get to a new level for you. Now, your Mercury retrograde begins in your house of travel. So particularly for you, if you're making travel plans, I would recommend go to a place you've been to before. If you're going to someplace new, make sure you got everything in order. Be careful. The second half is in your house of finances and your intimate relations. So any joint resources, take a look at that and be careful during the Mercury retrograde. Don't do anything new then. The full moon is in your house of communications and in your local community. So it's a time that maybe you want to be involved in your neighborhood locally. Now, your Jupiter is going direct in your sign, and you've been working on a new chapter in your life, Taurus. So when it goes direct, it's full speed ahead for you folks. You have a really good year coming up. Now, Gemini, your new moon is in your 7th house of partnerships. So maybe it's time to have you a new level in your partnerships, business or personal. They may go to the next level with this new moon. Where do you want them to be in 6 months? Your retrograde starts off in your house of joint ventures and shared resources. So you want to be careful putting those together during the retrograde. And then it moves right into your 7th house again. So old lovers, love returns, watch out for what goes on during that retrograde. Now, your full moon is in your house of money. So Geminis, you might get new money offers, maybe coming from a new source. And your Jupiter is going direct in your 12th house. So whatever you've been working on internally, healing old wounds, now you're going to be able to move forward more clearly. Jupiter is the guardian angel in the 12th house. Now, Cancer, your new moon is in your 6th house. Focus on health and fitness and your daily appointments. Time to make those doctor's appointments. Your Mercury starts off in your house of business and personal partnerships where the retrograde is. So watch out for misunderstandings. Not a time to make anything official. Not a great time to sign contracts with business or in partnerships. Then it moves into Sag in your house of everyday life. So over the holidays, make sure you have all those holiday parties really planned carefully. The full moon, which is rare in your sign, is in your 1st house. So that's all about who you are, who you want to be, what works for you or not. And your Jupiter goes direct in your house of goals and friendships. Time to expand, new people. Your friends could help you with your goals now. Leo, your new moon is in your house of romance. Maybe it's time to meet someone new, or what kind of romance do you want? Or creative projects. Mercury retrograde, that's in your house of organization, calendar, deadlines. That's when things are going to get screwed up, so just be aware that that could happen. And then it moves to your house of romance, so you may have an ex return during that Mercury retrograde or a reunion with someone. The full moon, that's in your 12th house of closure, time to release what's not working for you. And your Jupiter is in your house of career. You should be getting new opportunities, maybe looking at a promotion. Things should go forward for you, Leo. Now, Virgo, your new moon is in the 4th house of home and family. Are you thinking about a move? What do you want your home to look like in the next 6 months? Maybe expand it. Your Mercury retrograde is in your 5th house. That's romance. So be aware of miscommunications in your romantic life. And then it moves into your house of family. So that happens over the holidays. So you want to make sure you clear up anything with your family so you have a nice holiday when that retrograde is going on. The full moon, your 11th house of friends. You're thinking about what friends you want and what friends aren't working for you anymore. And your Jupiter moves in your 9th house of adventure. Now it's time to expand your horizons. Plan that trip. Go study something new. Libra, your new moon's in the 3rd house, communications. All right, share your ideas. Your Mercury retrograde is in your house of home. Watch for miscommunications with family members, people you're living with. And then it moves into Sag, so watch out for that blunt tongue and what you're saying. It could cause problems. The full moon is in your house of career. What's going to change there for you? And your Jupiter is in your 8th house of intimacy. So maybe that intimate relationship's ready for the next step. Maybe you'll get a windfall, an inheritance, some money from someplace. Scorpio, your new moon is in your house of finances and money. So what do you want that to look like in the next 6 months for you? Your retrograde starts off in the house of communication. So you too, watch those emails, watch technology. Travel's going to hit you. And when it hits Sagittarius, watch out for scams and those kind of transactions when it has to do with money, Scorpio. The full moon is in your house of travel. Think big. Time to take that big trip. And your Jupiter goes forward in your house of partnerships. Maybe you'll meet somebody new. Maybe you'll form a new relationship, or you'll make something official finally, but not until the retrograde is over. Sag, the new moon is in your 1st house. It's about you. What do you want? Something for yourself. Your Mercury retrograde is in house of money, so watch those transactions. Watch out for scams. And then it also moves into Sag, so watch your communications there. Your full moon is with shared relations, intimate relations, money. So what do you want your new investments to be with your partner? And your Jupiter moves forward in your health house. Start those new habits. Get those things done for yourself, finally moving forward. Capricorn, new moon, your 12th house, healing time. Time to release and put closure to what you need. Your retrograde is in your sign, starts off in Capricorn. So don't do anything until that is over. It's in your 1st house. Just keep considering things, Capricorn. And then when it moves into Sagittarian, it's closure time. You need to get rid of what's not working for you. Full moon is in partnerships. Maybe you'll make something official there, business or personal. And your Jupiter moves forward in the 5th house, so the romance light is on. Time to meet someone. It's also the house of children. Capricorns who've been looking to have children. The spotlight is on if that's what you want. Aquarius, new moon in the 11th house, friends, parties, network. Go have that holiday party. Your retrograde is in the 12th house, first off, for healing, time for yourself, and then it moves into the friend's house. So watch for your miscommunications with friends around those holidays. Make sure everything is clearly related. Your full moon is in your house of health and organization. Make sure you're organized for those parties. And your Jupiter goes direct in home and family. You could finally resolve some of those things that you might have been waiting on. Now you could move or renovate. Good time for real estate. And finally, Pisces, your new moon is in your house of career or goals. Maybe someone you meet could give you a boost there. Where do you want to be in your career in 6 months? Your retrograde is with your house of friends. Maybe an old friends will return, or you'll join a group you used to be a part of. And then in Sag, it's about your professional life as well, so be careful on business trips. Full moon is in romance and creativity. Your talents are being highlighted. And for you, your Jupiter is moving forward with your community in the 3rd house, with new connections to move forward. So we all have our areas to move forward, Sarah, and things that we need to reflect upon. and to ease into the new year before we tackle what the next year will bring us.
Well, Stacie, it sounds like every sign's got something to work on, and yes, something to look forward to. Stacie, what advice would you give our listeners regarding clearing the past? It's been a highly charged spiritual, astrological, emotional, and just world year. What would you like to tell our listeners about how to clear the past so that they can step into 2024 with a clean slate?
I think what you talk about too, Sarah, is it means getting back to our true selves, why we're here, understanding our place, and also understanding that we're here really following our journey and we're playing out what we need to learn. And that's why in the retrograde in this time, it's good to sit and meditate and be quiet and reflect and understand what your mission is here and what you're really here to fulfill. And look forward to the next year of knowing you have all the backings and the strengths and asking for help from the angels. And you wouldn't be here on this journey if you weren't supported to be successful. And understand that we're all navigating this together. But with the right support and staying true to yourself, that's the only way to move forward.
It's the only way to move forward. And I'm looking at 2024 based on the conversation I had with Spirit, and even in the creation of our New Year's collection, our package of the forecast and the kit that has everything you need to toast in the new year. Spirit really said that it was the year of soulful truth. What is your truth? And finding that truth, but the truth that comes from the soul, not the conditioned truth, the soul of who you are, and really understanding that truth. That's what the year is going to be about, according to Spirit. Sounds like the astrology is going to be backing that. Stacie, how can our listeners reach you?
It so rings. I'm sorry, Sarah. I was just saying it so rings true. That is the only way to move forward, because we all know what the real truth is inside when we stop and be quiet and think through it. And that's the only way we're going to navigate through. So
yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. How can our listeners reach you, Stacie? How can they set up a session with you so that they can be prepared for 2024 and get their chart?
Thank you, Sarah. I can be reached at destinyinthestars.com. There's an array of different types of readings we could do, understanding your journey and the year you're currently in with your birth year. And it's helpful to navigate knowing your own journey and your own path as well, and how you can navigate to the best of why you're here amongst all of us trying to figure that out together.
And it also makes a really great gift if you want to give that gift to someone. You have that available as well, that people can give it as a gift to someone else so that they can have their chart done and they can get some insight on their life. So thank you so much, Stacie. It's been a fabulous 2023. We appreciate you. We know that every month you prepare just the information for us, for our group and the astrological signs, and we appreciate you always taking the time to be ready to share your wisdom, your knowledge, and the insight of the planets with all of our listeners all across the nation. And we want to thank you. We want to wish you a happy holiday season and a very happy new year.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm just so honored to be part of what you bring to the world in your show, and happy holidays and blessings to everyone. And we'll see you next year.
See you next year. All right, Stacie, bye for now.
Bye.
If you'd like to learn more about Stacie, go to destinyinthestars.com. There you can find a list of her services, read her bio, a little bit of insight as to who Stacie is, and be sure to get that appointment because we really want to know what the stars have in store for us all tonight. So we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, I've got calls on the board, and if you haven't joined this conversation, please visit us at 866-972-7247. Pop on the phone lines. We'd love to hear from you. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, heard all across the nation, and we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we're happy to talk to you. And we're also going to say hi to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll be getting to their questions in just a minute. But I've got to go to Amanda. And Amanda is in Palm Beach Gardens. Amanda, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Amanda. And is this your first time calling into the show?
Yes.
Amanda, how did you hear about the show?
So I was looking for spiritual shops near me, and your place came up, and I checked on your website and saw that you had a show tonight, and that's how that happened.
Well, we welcome you. We're glad that you are here, part of our show. We've been talking for 14 and a half years, so we're glad you're joining us. And we are looking forward to what Spirit has to say for you. You know, Amanda, this is a transition time for you. But before you get ready to make some changes, it's time for you to really dig down deep in your soul and step into the power of who you are, making your own connections tapping into your guides, into your angels, and really becoming more and more aware of there's more out there than what you were taught. Does this make any sense to you?
Yes.
There's also an opportunity to make some change having to do with finances and work. Are you looking to make a change in your work life in the near future, please? Because this is what I see coming.
Yes, I'm kind of torn on whether I should pursue real estate or more of a creative path. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want for myself.
Well, we're not here to tell you what you want, but we will tell you what your soul is destined to align to. Anything that involves creativity, self-expression, something that lets you color outside the lines of life and allows you to be the free spirit that you are, this is where you need to find your passion and your purpose. How can I be a free spirit, express myself creatively, and do something that I love to do? Let it be a job, work, career that fills my heart. There's something about you that you really are striving to make sure that you are in the place of integrity, and you really don't enjoy when other people aren't being truthful, and you kind of can sniff it out. So for you, it's really important that you're with an organization and a company that not only is going to allow you to be creative, but also has integrity and make sure that they honor their words to you, because that's very important. I'm also being made aware of, Amanda, there's a trip coming for you. Do you have a trip planned in the next couple of months? Because I see some travel coming.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What is your burning question for us, Amanda?
Well, I just got out of a 3-year relationship, and it's been tough, but I feel like it was the right choice. And
yes. Remember I said to you earlier that it was a time of transition?
Yeah.
This is the time of transition, right? So, but we have to focus on the creative side. And what does the creative side also tell us? What's important to me? What qualities do I want in a partner? What is the person's birthday that we were with? What is their birthday?
August 5th.
Okay. So did we almost break up with this person about 2 years ago in like 2021, but it didn't quite happen, and we kind of figured it out and we just stayed together? Yeah. She laughs, yes. How do I know that? Because I spy with my Sarah spiritual eye, and I got to tell you that was the time for you to take notice of the things that weren't working for you, but I don't feel like you were strong enough within yourself to voice your truth. Is that true?
Yeah, I had felt something was off, but I guess I just didn't want it to be true.
Correct. But let me tell you what this 2024 brings for you. Drum roll, please. After the month of April, we've got to make it between now and April. After we've explored some ideas for career, the universe opens up the door for new partnership, new love. Now, I don't see it being somebody you know, so I want you open to new possibilities. I'm sure there'll be lots of people who'll probably try to pop up. But we're not looking for a whack-a-mole. We don't want them to pop up, so we've got to just whack them back down. We want someone to pop in and say, I'm staying. And we're looking for that type of relationship. Now, I would want you to do this little exercise, if you will. I want you to write down 100 qualities of what you want in your partner. And I want you to handwrite it, not on our phone, not on our notes, not in an email. I want you to handwrite it and take your time. I want them to be kind, communicative. I want them to be honest and loyal. They're not the same, by the way. I want someone who likes to celebrate the holidays, whatever's important to you, likes to travel. 100 qualities. Yeah. I want you to handwrite it, fold it up, and put it in your wallet so that everywhere you go, you are transmitting this energy out into the universe. And every morning when you leave your house, you say, I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. I don't know where, I don't know when, but today is the day true love comes my way. And in that moment of now, in that moment of creation, what you are doing is programming the universe. And so every day when you say that, you are actually creating the energy of the following day. So we're building the momentum, so then that frequency will be so intense, or we are going to attract the partner that matches the list. And that's when we get to call me fairy godmother, because magic, it happens. All right?
Okay.
You are on track. I know it was a difficult division, and, I don't think that this person was a horrible fit for you. I just feel that they didn't make you feel safe enough and comfortable enough in the relationship for it to have stability. All right? And so they're not as committed, they're not as loyal, they're not as intensely and connected as you are to relation. They're a little more self-centered and self-aware, and their interests don't always match yours because they weren't always including you in some of their journeys. I don't mean they went out and left you home. I mean in their journeys of what they were seeing their future. This is someone who's not really ready for a relationship. And why did the relationship last 3 years? Well, you guys were comfortable with each other. You had a certain rhythm, and it was easier to stay together than it really was to break apart. But now that you've severed the relationship, and the relationship is in two different sides of the road, so to speak, leave it there. Leave it there. Don't go back, because even though they will say that they can make some adjustments, they're not going to be able to match the proper connection that you require. So let it go. It'll be a time of mourning, a time of loss. It'll be a little hard during the holiday season, but just trust that you made the right choice and new love is coming. Well, Amanda, we're really glad that you found our center in West Palm Beach. I hope you pop in and say hi to me. I'm there most days doing sessions, and of course all the products at that center I handcraft, besides the ones that we buy from our distributors. So we look forward to seeing you, Amanda.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. Let's pull a question from Facebook before we go back to our phone lines. We've got calls all across the nation on hold, but I want to pull a question or two from our friends on Facebook and YouTube. We haven't really gotten a chance to talk to any of them, so let's see what we've got. We've got Tawana Middleton. She says, recently she experienced a few health concerns. Will this continue to be a concern? I'm not surprised you experienced some health concerns, because this is a year that things that need to be handled and cleared rise to the surface. So there's some things that weren't really being tended to that are now looking to be tended to. So this health care issue will continue for a short period of time, and then we will find resolution and we will put it behind us. So, my darling Tawana Middleton, we know that there's good health coming. Focus on better self-care and everything will work out for you. Bye for now. Who else do we have? We have our YouTube Tawana. Let's see who else we've got on YouTube and Facebook before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. If you haven't called in, be sure to get on the line, because we'll be back to answer more questions. So we have this question from Chris. Chris says, my ex-wife passed away in May, and my daughter and I are hoping I can connect with her and she can tell us if she is at peace. Well, Chris, let me tune into the energy and see what we've got here. So when I look at the energy of your ex-wife, the first thing I'm made aware of is what a solid soul this was. And your ex-wife has this very strong power of connection and loyalty and love. And yes, there is a great energy of connection, of love, that transcends to their peace on the other side. And they're also making me aware, she's making me aware that she is giving you this sign of connection, this sign of hope. And she's trying to send you a signal that she's with you. She makes me feel as if your daughter should be able to feel her energy around her. So please take a note of that and notice when things are perhaps moved or the lights are flashing. She's really trying to get your daughter's attention. And the television shut off, but we don't remember being the ones to shut it off. She's definitely around. And when you say, well, why would she be trying to get our attention? She wants you to know that she's with you, and that even though she had to leave the planet and she tried her best to not leave, She really tried to hang on. She wants you to know that she is with you and she's sending you much love and that she's never far away, even though you can't physically see her. All right, Chris, thank you for that fabulous question. Our condolences. We know it's not easy to lose someone that we love, but please know that she is at peace and she is most certainly with you. Bye for now. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got another call in Palm Beach Gardens and some other calls all across the nation. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And I've got to go to Diana. Diana is in Palm Beach Gardens. Diana, how are you tonight?
Hi, how are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for calling. And how can we assist you this evening?
It's funny how you talk about worry and putting behind, things of the past when I get these situations that come up that unfortunately bring up the worry all back to me. And my biggest challenge right now is my home health aide care with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And, things that were out of everyone's control. And, to be more specific, being able to trust, that, for example, someone went to the hospital or something, or claims that he went to the hospital, which is why he didn't call me, didn't call anyone to let anyone know that he was going to the hospital. And my son was left at his school. I get that phone call, I'd race on over, find out that no one picked him up, and then I have to be the one to do it, and then getting a bill as a result of that, because he goes, they had to stay later and everything. So of course, as I feel like I'm organizing my life and being able to navigate working, raising a special needs child, all that other jazz, things don't
always line up. Yeah.
And it's and so I'm just trying to get guidance on, hopefully the agency will pay the bill. Hopefully, things don't end up getting worse. They end up getting fixed.
All right. Well,
and I hope, and I guess
we're going to take you out of, I want
you
you out of the land of hope. Okay. Because you're the master manifester. So I'm not convinced that the person went to the hospital. I would be interested to see the hospital bill. Something doesn't seem right, but that's the vibration around that story. So that's for them to navigate. But that counts as a no call, no show. You're paying the agency to give you someone who's going to be responsible and show up. This is part of the agreement.
It's not me who's paying. It's the state that's paying the agency. Not me.
Well, either way, they're paying. Okay, they're getting paid to do a job. We'll be specific then, but hear the gist of what Spirit's saying. There's a way to cover this, and there's a way to rise yourself out of this. What you're realizing is that most people do not have a lot of people do not have, a great deal of people do not have a great vested interest in their job, nor do they really value their work with the same integrity that you may have, and that is necessary for someone to have with around your son. So that is a conversation for the agency and you to have, that in the future, whoever is responsible for connecting with your son and being there is truly someone who's capable of doing that, right? And someone who has integrity and work ethic. We want things to get better, and therefore they will get better. it is something that every parent who's ever had a sitter or someone look after their child, and now I know we add on special needs, but any parent will go through the same thing. If our child calls from school and they're sick and there's no one to pick them up and we've got to leave work and go, it's this crazy racing heart feeling that, oh my God, my child needs me. I'm not there and I can't get there fast enough, right? There's this sense. There's also a way for you to govern those thoughts and emotions when you're feeling out of balance, and for you to be able to say to yourself, everything's working out for me. And this was an inconvenience and there's a cost to it and I'm resolving it and I know it's going to work out for me. But it also shows me that perhaps this person isn't the right person to be here with my son, and God took this person away from me and my son for this day so that we could see that they may not have the qualities that we really require to have as a home health aide to be with my son. You see, so everything's happening for a reason.
No, I know that. I know I'm comfortable with him and how that worked out, because he wasn't working out anyway. My issue wasn't with him. My issue is with the agency. Like,
yes,
that's my real question.
I understand, but I am answering your question, so I want you to hear. God is moving all the people out of the way, one person at a time, till the agency gets you that one right person. And we're going to put it out there in the universe that the next right person is the person that you're going to get, and that this is going to be resolved, and we won't have a repeat of this in another form, right? Because there's so many different ways this home health aide could disappoint you, right? So we want someone who's got this work ethic and integrity and value their job and value your son. So this is what I want you putting out in the universe. I hear the complication and I know the feeling. As a mother, I understand. And the lack of control that you have. But we're not looking to control it. We can't control it. And we're asking the agency to control it, but they can't control all the people that they hire. They can't anticipate every person's next move and just how perfect they are or aren't, because they're humans. So who are we asking to govern this and control this? God. So you say, I come before you, God, and I ask that your authority be the authority over the agency that hires the aides that are the ones that are responsible for assisting my son, and that they be the one that you pick. This is how we circumvent circumstances that are out of our control, that can be debilitatingly anxiety-ridden experiences for a mother. So give it to God, and God is going to resolve this for you. And every once in a while there will be a snafu, right? Because it's people, it's timing, it's things happen, right? I remember as a single mother, every time I started a new job, I wasn't there 3 days. My kid would get sick. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, why is it I'm no sooner at a new job? And then you're like, oh my God, I just started. How am I going to tell them I can't come in? It's a horrible feeling. But it's also a horrible feeling to think your kid's sick too. Or your son needs you and you can't get there. Or that you trusted someone to be there and now nobody's there. And what is he experiencing? What is he feeling? So these are the things that we are going to learn to navigate and surrender to the divine. All right? It is going to be okay. I want you to trust the experience and know that everything's working out for you. And I want you to wake up in the morning and I want you to say, Diana, I want you to say, everything's working out for me. I am Diana, and the divine is authorizing only the best experiences for me and my son. And we are always safe. We are always protected. And the universe is always showing up for me. Yep, that's what you're going to say every day.
So I shouldn't worry about the bill. That'll get resolved. I shouldn't worry about the agency. They will resolve this. And so I don't have to chase another agency, or, I don't have to go find.
You don't have to go find.
You know what I mean?
And I understand you, but if you are feeling that this agency, even if we put it under God's authority, that they're not as competent as you feel you deserve, then you open up the phone book or the list of the people that are supported by the state, and you say, God, tell me who else to call and hear what they have to say so I can decide who's going to provide the caretaker for my son, right? Ask God to show you, right? What I'm saying is when you worry, you don't help yourself. You lower your vibration, you unplug yourself from God, and you don't get the desired outcome. You get the outcome that's a low vibrational frequency. So we understand the concern, and I'm not saying not to have concern. Oh, this is concerning. I don't know if they're competent enough in this agency. God, lead me to another possible agency. Let me compare the two. Let me see what my options are. Let me get the best possible fit for my son. That's not a worry. That's like, I am going to put the energy out there and allow it to cultivate and create the perfect scenario for my life with my son. For this minute, Diana, I've got to pop off. We're getting ready to go to commercial and to end the show. But I hope we've given you a little bit of comfort, a little insight as to how to handle this. And the bill, you just give it to God. Please say, this agency has to handle this. They have to pay this additional balance, this late fee, because they were responsible. So the funds that they needed to pay someone to show up at my home in my son's school and take care of my son, they need to appropriate those funds and cut me a check to cover this bill, or they can mail it to the school themselves. It's up to them, but we need this handled. All right?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Words
you.
of power, my darling. Thank you so much. Enjoy the holidays if we don't speak before the end of the year. And we send the angels to surround you and your son every day. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye
You're
for
welcome.
now. Thank you so much.
Bye. You're welcome. 866-972-7247. Write that number down. I would love to hear from you next Wednesday night as we're counting down the days as we get ready to close 2023 and get us tuned in to 2024. Stay with us, everyone. We'll see you next week for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldie Station from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We'd love to see you at the center in West Palm. Stay well. Bye for now.
We have
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS